The hoarder. The hoarder saves money. A lot of it. But none of that money is really working. They don't invest it, don't put it anywhere with a meaningful return, and certainly don't spend it. It just sits in a low-interest savings account, or in some cases, literally in cash at home. The hoarder isn't saving strategically. They are saving defensively. Something in their history, a loss, an instability, a period of having nothing, taught them that holding money is the same as being safe. Many households keep large cash cushions because cash feels certain. It feels visible. It feels controllable. For the hoarder, peace of mind is the return on investment. Unfortunately, inflation disagrees. They stress about a $12 streaming subscription, while $47,000 sits in a checking account earning 0.01%.
The goal chaser. The goal chaser doesn't save in the abstract. They save towards something specific. A house deposit, a car, a holiday, a wedding, a new laptop, a number with a name attached to it. The moment the goal is reached, the money is spent, and the cycle starts again. This is one of the most common saving patterns and, in many ways, one of the most effective. Having a concrete target makes the sacrifice feel real and the finish line visible. The problem is what happens between goals. When there is nothing specific to work toward, the goal chaser tends to stop saving altogether. The money that should be moving toward long-term security sits idle, waiting for the next thing to want. The goal chaser is very good at saving for something. They are not always good at saving for themselves. Their Notes app has 11 savings goals. They completed one. It was for a TV.
The automator. The automator doesn't think about saving. That is exactly why it works. They set up a transfer on payday and move on. Every month, a fixed amount leaves their account before they can touch it. They never feel it leaving because they never really had access to it in the first place. Behavioral economics has repeatedly shown that defaults are powerful. When saving is automatic, it sidesteps every excuse, every impulse, every bad month. The automator may not be the most financially sophisticated person in the room, but 10 years in, they are usually the one with the most money. Not because they made the best decisions every day, because they removed the decision entirely. They have no idea what their balance is right now. It's a lot. This is somehow the correct strategy.
The fear saver. The fear saver doesn't save because of a plan. They save because they are afraid. Afraid of losing a job. Afraid of a medical emergency. Afraid of the world going sideways. Their savings account is less a financial tool and more a psychological buffer. The more they save, the safer they feel. On the surface, this produces disciplined behavior. The account grows, the spending stays controlled. The emergency fund becomes bigger than most people would ever manage. The problem is that it can spiral into paralysis. They refuse to invest. They refuse to spend, even on things that would genuinely improve their life. They keep delaying purchases, experiences, and opportunities because releasing money feels like releasing control. Fear built the account. Fear is also keeping it from growing. 6 months of emergency fund, then 8, then 10. The emergency is not coming. They are saving for it anyway.
The inconsistent saver. The inconsistent saver has good intentions. Every few months, they recommit. They move money across. They tell themselves this time is different. Then something comes up. A bill, a celebration, a rough week, a month where everything feels too expensive. The saving stops. Then it restarts. Then it stops again. Most people recognize this pattern immediately. The inconsistent saver isn't undisciplined by nature. They are operating without a system. Willpower is a limited resource, and savings that depend on willpower will always fail eventually. The inconsistent saver doesn't need more motivation.
They need automation. The behavior is there. The structure isn't. January saves $400. February forgets. March, new year, new me. Wrong month. April, a concert happened.
The late bloomer. The late bloomer didn't save in their 20s. Maybe they couldn't. Maybe they just didn't think about it. Maybe life was expensive, unstable, or moving too fast to plan 30 years ahead. Now they are in their late 30s or 40s looking at a retirement calculator for the first time, and the numbers are uncomfortable. The late bloomer is not a failure. Starting late is dramatically better than not starting. But the mathematics of compound interest are unforgiving about time. A person who saves consistently from 25 to 35 and then stops will often retire with more than someone who saves the same amount from 35 to 65. The late bloomer knows this now. It is the most motivating and discouraging fact in personal finance at the same time, because the best time to start was years ago. The second best time is the moment they finally look. They open their 401k app for the first time at 39, stared at it for 4 seconds, and immediately opened DoorDash instead.
The extreme saver. The extreme saver is putting away 40, 50, sometimes 70% of their income. They have engineered their life around a single objective: financial independence as early as possible. No new car, no expensive holidays, no status spending of any kind. The FIRE movement, Financial Independence, Retire Early, gave this approach a name and a community. Critics call it deprivation, practitioners call it freedom. Under common FIRE assumptions, someone saving half their income can reach financial independence in roughly 17 years. The exact number changes depending on returns, expenses, and lifestyle, but the principle is difficult to ignore. The more of your income you keep, the less of your life you have to sell later. The extreme saver isn't necessarily miserable. They have simply decided that future time is worth more than present comfort. They bring lunch to work in a container they have been using since 2016. The container is fine. They are winning.
The reluctant saver. The reluctant saver isn't saving by choice. Their workplace pension enrolls them automatically. Their partner manages the finances. Their parents opened an account when they were young. They are accumulating money without ever having made a deliberate decision to do so. In many countries, automatic enrollment has transformed retirement savings precisely because of people like this. The reluctant saver benefits from systems they didn't design. The risk is that they never engage. They don't know what they have. They don't know where it is invested. They don't know whether it is enough. They are saving, but they are saving passively. And passive saving rarely produces the outcomes that life actually requires. They have a 401k. What's in it? No idea. How much? Unknown. Investment allocation? Default. Retirement plan? Vibes.
The educated saver. The educated saver understands that saving money and growing money are two different things. They know about compound interest. They know the difference between a savings account and an index fund. They have thought about tax efficiency, asset allocation, and time horizon. They save, but they also invest. They do not leave money sitting in accounts where inflation quietly eats it. They understand that cash has a purpose, but it also has a limit. This is where most personal finance advice points, and for good reason. But the educated saver is rarer than they should be. Financial literacy is not widely taught, and most people arrive at this understanding through years of learning, often after years of expensive mistakes. The educated saver is not just saving money, they are learning how money behaves. They have explained index funds to at least 3 people who did not ask. They will do it again. They cannot stop.
The quiet one. The quiet one looks like everyone else. They drive an ordinary car. They live in an ordinary house. They don't talk about money. Nothing about them announces wealth. But what they have quietly built over 20 or 30 years of consistent, unspectacular saving is something most people around them would find remarkable.
Behavioral economists call this the millionaire next door effect, the observation that genuine wealth is rarely visible from the outside. The quiet one didn't build it with a breakthrough moment or a lucky investment. They built it with patience, with repetition, with the discipline to keep going when nothing felt like it was working. The boring path, it turned out, was the right one. Their coworkers assume they're broke. They are not broke. Their coworkers will find out at a retirement party in 2031 and not recover.
So, which saver are you? Maybe you are the hoarder, holding cash because it feels like safety. Maybe you are the goal chaser, brilliant when there is a target and lost when there is not. Maybe you are the inconsistent saver, not because you lack discipline, but because you never built a system strong enough to carry you. The point is not to label yourself forever. It is to notice the pattern. Because saving money is never just about money. It is about fear, habits, defaults, time, and what life has taught you to expect. Your money has a personality. The sooner you understand it, the easier it gets to change it.